Assalamu alaikum and a warm welcome to all of you here in this today's English class. Today we are going to deal with verse by verse explanation of the poem The Road Not Taken. I have already given a brief introduction of this poem to you. Today I will read it verse by verse. I will give you the verse by verse explanation of this very poem, right? So far as this poem is concerned, The Road Not Taken, this is the poem written by famous American poet. The name of the poet is Robert Frost. Robert Frost. This is the poem written by famous American poet Robert Frost. And I have already told you this poem is actually about choices that we make in life. This poem is about choices that we make in life, right? If we choose the right choice, we will be happy with our life. If we choose a wrong one, we will be disappointed with our choice, with our life, right? So today we will give a textual explanation of this very poem. Let us start the poem, and it starts like this. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both, and be one traveler long stood and looked down as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth. And so far as this first stanza is concerned, the poet says that there were two roads in the jungle. एक जंगल में दो roads होते हैं जो diverge होते हैं. Diverge means getting separated and taking a different direction, right? जंगल में दो रास्ते होते हैं. एक रोड होता, दो रोड्स होते हैं जो अलग अलग रास्तों से गुजरते हैं, ठीक, सेपरेट होते हैं, एक यहाँ से एक यहाँ से, राइट? तो येलो वुड, here the color yellow appears. It means the color of the leaves have turned yellow, which is actually depicting autumn season. It depicts autumn season because the color of the leaves appears yellow in autumn season, right? So this poem is actually described in autumn season. तो पोएट क्या कहता है, दो रोड्स होते हैं जंगल में जो डाइवर्ज होते हैं, और वहाँ पर जो लीव्स होते हैं उनके लीव्स का रंग जो होता है दैट हैज चेंज्ड इनटू येलो. दैट मीन्स इट डिपिक्ट्स ऑटम सीजन. एंड सॉरी आई कुड नॉट ट्रैवल बोथ. The poet says that he is sorry that he could not travel both. Why? And be one traveler long stood, because he was alone there on the road, right? वहाँ पर वो रास्ते में अकेले अकेले होता है. ये सॉरी बोलता है, मैं दोनों रास्तों से नहीं गुजर सकता हूँ. I will not be able to walk on both the roads because he was alone there, right? That's why he sings sorry. Long stood and looked down one as far as I could. He was standing there for a long time. वो वहाँ पर खड़ा रहा बहुत देर तक. Why? And he was looking down upon one road. जो यहाँ पर पहला रोड था, he was looking at this road continuously. वो इस रोड की ओर देखता रहा हमेशा बहुत देर तक. As far as I could, ये देखता रहा जहाँ तक उसकी नज़र चलती थी वहाँ तक ये देखता रहा. To where it bent in the undergrowth. Undergrowth का मतलब है dense growth of plants and bushes, right? यानी कि this road was covered with shrubs and plants on both sides, right? उसकी नज़र सिर्फ वहाँ तक जाती थी जहाँ तक ये ट्रीज shrubs या प्लांट्स थे कम थे वहाँ तक. फिर आगे उतने ट्रीज आते थे, shrubs आते थे, फिर ये रास्ता गायब होता था. That is why he is saying that I was looking at this road as far as I could. ये अपनी नज़र वहाँ तक दौड़ाता था जहाँ तक इसकी नज़र पहुँचती थी, ठीक. He was thinking about this very road, first road. ये पहले रोड की ओर बात कर रहा है, ठीक. So in this very first stanza, actually he is talking about two choices. Two roads यहाँ पर appear हो गया. These actually refers to symbolize two choices. कभी इंसान के पास दो choices होती है, ठीक है. He has to select only one choice. दोनों में से उसको एक चॉइस सेलेक्ट करनी पड़ती है। ही हैज़ सिम्बोलाइज्ड दीज चॉइसेस इन द फॉर्म ऑफ दीज टू रोड्स। ठीक है, ये खुद यहाँ पर खड़ा है, इसके सामने दो चॉइसेस है रोड्स की हालतों में। पहले ये बोलता है पहली चॉइस जो मेरी है इस रोड की ओर, मैंने यहाँ पर क्या देखा। He has described all these incidents at first, right? Then took the other just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grossy and wanted wear. Though as for that the passing there had warned them really about the same. Then took the other, then he looked at the other road. ठीक है, अभी दूसरी रोड की ओर देखिएगा। Just as fair. Just as fair, it may have multiple meanings, right? Just as fair, it means the road was beautiful. That the road is beautiful. Other meaning may be the poet wants to be fair in his decision. ठीक है, इसके दो मीनिंग हो सकती है। या तो इसका मतलब है दिस रोड वॉज ब्यूटीफुल, ये भी खूबसूरत था। या ये चाहता है कि मैं अच्छा डिसीजन लूँ, मैं अच्छी चॉइस सेलेक्ट करूँ। ठीक है, इट मे हैव मल्टीपल मीनिंग्स. It may mean that the road was beautiful. The road is beautiful. Yeah, the poet wants to be just. The poet wants to be honest about his choice. And having perhaps the better claim. Better claim means here the poet says that I found this second road beautiful. I found this second road better than the first one. इसने दूसरा रोड जो पाया उसको अच्छा लगा पहले वाले से. Because it was grassy and water wear. Why he found it beautiful? He found it better because it was grassy. इस रोड पर जो था इस पर कुछ ग्रास था अपीयर. ठीक है, इस पर कुछ ग्रास था विजिबल. And water wear is a here phrase. It means it was not used much by people. Not used much by people. ठीक है, that's why he found that this road was better than the first one. Why? Because it was grassy, there was some grass on this road. And the second thing, this road was not used much by the people, right? Actually जो want होता है it means चाहना. This is actually the desire of people. Want, it is the desire of people. चाहना कोई चीज़. ठीक है, लेकिन he has given this called this road. So you might be aware that when we give a quality, a human attribute to non-living things, that's called personification. He has used a technique here that's called personification. Personification, right? Personification means when we give human attribute to non-living things or animals, right? Though as for that the passing there had warned them really about the same. Now he goes back to the first stanza here. How? See, though as for that the passing there, जो ही ये इस रास्ते से गुजरा, when he walks on the road, the second road, when he walks on the second road, what he found had warned them really about the same. He found that this road was equally traveled by the people as was the first one. ठीक, जो ही इस रास्ते से गुजरा इसने क्या पाया, इस रास्ते से आगे गुजरा इसने पाया कि यहाँ पर भी लोग गुजरे हैं, लोग यहाँ से भी गए हैं, उन्होंने इस रास्ते को पार किया है, ये भी यूज़ हुआ है लोगों से जैसा कि पहला हुआ था. ठीक है, सो ये पहले रोड की ओर फिर तज़किरा करता है व्हेन ही वॉक्स ऑन द सेकंड रोड. ठीक, so in the second row, in the second sentence of what he says that then he looks at the second road, he found it beautiful because there was some grass and it was not used much by people. But when he walks on the road, he found that this two road was used by people. Right, let's go ahead. What says then? And both that morning equally lay, it leaves no sit-up had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. In the third stanza, what he says here, and both that morning equally lay. In that on that very morning when he walks on this road, जब वो इस रोड पर चला उस सुबह को, he found that both the roads were covered with leaves. Morning equally lay. It means that both the roads were actually covered with leaves, yellow leaves. In leaves, no sit-up had trodden black. Trodden means crushed or turned black, right? But he found that no sit-up or no foot has turned them black because no one has walked on those roads, and that's why and these roads, the color of these leaves have not been turned into black, had not turned into black. ये कहता है कि क्योंकि इन रास्तों से कोई नहीं गुजरा था. I was the first person who walked on this road on that very day, on that very morning. जब उस सुबह को मैं वहाँ पर चला, I was the first person, मैं पहला शख्स था जो उस रास्ते से गुजरा. वहाँ पर इन पत्तों का रंग चेंज नहीं हुआ था, ब्लैक नहीं हुआ था, क्योंकि जब हम चलते हैं तो चलने से इन पत्तों का रंग ब्लैक होता है जब वो क्रश होते हैं, राइट. ओह आई केप्ट द फर्स्ट फॉर अनदर डे. फिर जब ये गुजरता है इस रास्ते से, he regrets about the first one, जो रास्ता इसने छोड़ा. what he says, oh I kept the first for another day. लेकिन मैं जो पहला रास्ता है मैं इसको छोड़ता हूँ दूसरे दिन के लिए. yet knowing how way leads on to way, लेकिन इसको पता नहीं होता कि ये रास्ता मुझे आगे कहाँ ले जाएगा. he is not aware, यह रास्ता जो है इसको कहाँ ले जाएगा. he is not aware which way this road will lead to him. I doubted if I should ever come back. इसको शक था, will I ever be able to come back on this road. क्या मैं कभी वापस इस रोड पर पहुंचूंगा. ठीक. So in this third stanza, what he says that the color of the leaves on that very road which I had chosen, had not turned black because no one had walked on the very road. I was the first person who had walked on that very road. I shall be telling this with a sigh. Some were aids and aids hands, two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. ठीक. I shall be telling with a sigh. तो मैं आपको बता सकता हूँ in future I will be telling about these roads in future with a sigh. मैं आपको बताऊंगा sigh के ज़रिए इन roads के बारे में. Sigh means it means releasing a deep breath. जब हम लंबी सांस लेते हैं, if we leave it with a happiness, then it is a sigh of happiness. If it's with sorrow, then it is a sigh of disappointment, sigh of sorrowness, right. तो मैं एक sigh के ज़रिए बोलूँगा आपको कि इन roads के बारे में. Some were aids and aids hands, two roads diverged in a wood, and I मैं बताऊंगा हमेशा के लिए कि एक जंगल में दो रोड्स होते हैं. There were two roads in a jungle, and I took the one less traveled by. I had chosen the one road which was not used by the people, which was less used by the people, and that has made all the difference. और मेरी जो चॉइस थी, इस चॉइस ने मुझे अलग बनाया, अलग किया. What difference? अगर ये चॉइस इसके लिए राइट हो गई, if this choice is right, this will be, his future will be happy. ठीक है, ये हैप्पीनेस के साथ लाइफ गुजारेगा. if this choice is wrong, this sigh will be a sigh of disappointment or sigh of sorrowness. ठीक. तो इसने कहा ना कि आई विल टेल यू विद अ साई, मैं आपको बताऊंगा जब मैं क्रॉस करूंगा दोनों रोड्स को या इसको, तो आई विल टेल यू विद अ साई. अगर ये खुश था, इफ़ इट वॉज राइट चॉइस, देन इट विल बी अ साई ऑफ हैप्पीनेस. ठीक है, साई ऑफ जॉय. इफ इट वॉज रॉन्ग चॉइस, देन ही विल टेल इट विद अ साई ऑफ disappointment, sigh of sorrowness. So this was a brief verse by verse explanation of this poem. And this poem is actually made of four stanzas. And if we look at it, the rhyme scheme of this poem, here it is would, stood, could, right? A, both, growth. ठीक है. So rhyme scheme of the poem is A, B, A, B. Rhyme scheme of the poem is A, B, A, B. ठीक. One more point which I want to mention here is that one more thing is that the poet has used a metaphor in this poem. Metaphor means when we compare one thing, when we give one quality to another thing without using the word like or as, right. He has used the word roads here. ठीक. This road actually symbolizes choice. It symbolizes choices that we make in our life, right. This is the metaphor used in the poem. Roads. ठीक. So what we get from this poem, what is the message, overall message of this poem is that when we select a choice between two choices, we must act wisely. We must be very careful when we select a choice. Choice may be from different fields. It may be in the field of education, it may be in the field of uh, मैरिज पार्टनरशिप राइट. तो कुछ भी चॉइस हो सकती है. वी मस्ट एक्ट वाइजली एट दैट टाइम. ठीक है. इफ़ वी चूज अ राइट चॉइस आवर फ्यूचर विल बी हैप्पी. इफ़ यू चॉइस अ रॉन्ग चॉइस आवर फ्यूचर विल बी disappointment, will be a kind of disappointment, right? So this was all about the poem, The Road Not Taken. Thank you very much.